Let's make a soul connection. Soul to soul connection. Heart to heart.
Welcome to Sense and Beyond. I'm Christina Andrianopoulos.
And I'm Chris Flisher.
And thank you so much for being here and watching us and learning all these things about intuition and being a psychic or psychic
I knew you were
tips.
going to say that.
About being a psychic? Oh, Chris, you are on tonight.
You know,
yes.
sometimes.
Well, Chris, your specialty is you are a renowned astrologer.
I'm not sure I'm renowned, but I am an astrologer, and I try to be renowned, yes.
That's
my
great.
my
And
duty.
you have a radio program as
I have
well.
a radio program and a television show called Turning with the Wheel. You can find it out there somewhere.
That's great. And the mix of gifted mediumship, psychic, tarot readers. We're going to have a great guest today, Mary Daisley, who's been on before. And she is a tarot card reader, but today she is going to do something different, something that she's added to her portfolio of services, and that is psychic cleansing of your home.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear all about it.
I know. I wonder if she could extend that to just regular cleansing, too.
That's, well, you know what? What's great is also that we couldn't do the show without our sponsors, our viewers
right.
and our sponsors. And we have Commerce Bank, and thanks very much for being a bank for 60 years.
We love banks.
Right. And
Yeah.
TJ Woods Insurance, who takes care of all your insurance needs for your entire life, including auto, home, life. What other kind?
Health, I guess.
Yes.
Home, car,
Yep.
all the usual insurance
And then we
things.
have Julio's Liquors.
Spirit meets spirit.
Spirit meets
Love
spirit.
that comment.
I know, I love it. And they have a great show called The Liquors Talking on Saturdays on WCRN AM 830, and you can learn all about different kinds of liquors that they
I
spotlight.
bet you it gets better as the show goes on, too.
It does. It's amazing if you're a guest because you're one of the taste tester.
Ah.
So you get really giddy by the end of the show.
Great. I look to be, sign me up.
Yeah, you can, you know, they'd love to have you there.
Yeah.
And also the YMCA.
Absolutely. Fantastic organization, been around for 150 years, and we owe such a debt to them. They really have been an amazing
Absolutely.
institution in America. So
Right.
our hat is off to them, even
And
though
of-
we're not wearing hats.
And of course, you have to look good, and the way you do is you have a great stylist, a celebrity stylist who does your hair in the Christian Ray at Akuri Moda with Sal Akuri, and thank you so much. And they're in the fashionable west side of Worcester.
Very fashionable west side of Worcester.
Yeah. All right, and so you know what? We need to get started with Mary, so let's get Mary on. Hi, Mary, how are you?
Well, thanks.
Hey, Mary.
How are you guys?
Good, yeah. No,
Great.
Thank you for having me back. It's always a great time here.
yeah, it's
Well,
fun.
our mission is to open the spiritual world to the world, to both the gifted and psychics who have this platform to come and talk about what you do. And we really welcome every psychic or gifted person, numerologist, gemologist, whatever they are.
Whatever the ology is, yeah.
Ology. And also to the viewers, because lots of people have questions.
Yes.
And hopefully we answer a lot of the questions here, or at least open up the spiritual world so they can see that it's not that closed and limited.
What I think is interesting is that so many of the different divination tools all sort of coalesce together. They all, sort of complement each other. You know, numerology and astrology complements tarot. They all work together in conjunction. So it's very.
It's true.
very
And
good.
that's why we have this TV show to bring them all together.
That's right.
Under one roof. So thank you so much for being here. Now you're a tarot card reader.
I am.
Why don't you describe what that is? Most people know that, but
Well, I read tarot very differently than most people. Most people learn what the deck, each card is, and then they put it in a spread, and they read that way. I'm primarily a psychometrist, so I see things when I hold them. So I hold the tarot, and I get information. And when I'm doing my reading a little later, watch how I hold the cards and just start talking. It's less about what the card is.
so
But
it's like a tool for you to
it
tune
is a
into
tool.
that person who has picked that card, and so that's
and their
great.
energy is in it.
And you think that the reason the person picks the card is because that's the way it should be. In other words, there's a direct connection between them picking the card and what the card has to say.
I believe that.
Yeah. Okay.
That's great. And so people can get to see you as you're speaking throughout this episode. Your name is coming up, and so they can contact you through Hands-On Tarot. What's your
.vpweb.com.
great? And then you're with the Best American Psychics as well.
I am with Best American Psychics, which is a national organization, and it is a psychic directory, and they are it's a new league of professional psychics.
And you have to go through a vigorous passing stage, right, in order to
Yes.
be qualifying criteria.
Right. They don't take everyone. You have to be tested. You go through an interview process. They do a background check. So, everyone who is with this organization is the real deal.
I can't imagine what that test must be like.
Yeah.
They probably hold things and make you guess what they are and stuff.
But it's like the gatekeepers of the psychic realm. So this way, even doctors, not even, doctors have to go through
I hope they
being
do, yes.
certified before they become
I hope
a
they take
doctor.
their boards, yes.
Yes, and that's why they practice all the time,
Right. So there's a new service that you're offering, which I find extremely intriguing because I did have you over our house and you did a sort of house cleansing as well.
How did it look afterwards? Good?
The floors needed to be done a little bit more, but she doesn't use a broom.
Oh, that's good.
That's only when you're flying away. I know, but you have to laugh. It's funny.
But the psychic cleansing does involve, it's an age-old tradition, isn't it? When you're using
is.
sage and stuff like that to cleanse the area, get the energy out of the house?
It's a multi-traditional way of doing things. And I brought some of our typical ingredients. Now, I also offer the cleansing and coming in for, like, say, the heavy stuff. Now,
You mean you do under refrigerators and all? No. Oh, shoot.
For really, major transitions in people's lives?
major transitions.
Losing jobs, losing relatives, things like that.
Correct.
Yeah.
People going through a divorce, that animosity.
Oh, yeah.
That people, working with real estate agents who are trying to sell a house, and the house feels very heavy.
Oh, interesting.
And it feels like, ugh, you need to take a shower after being in it.
Do real estate agents ask that sort of history about people who are selling the houses, if anyone's passed away in the house and stuff like that?
In
They
many cases,
usually
they
would
do.
know. In some cases,
Yeah.
they would know. But as I said, psychic dirt or negative psychic energy hangs around and affects
Interesting.
people. So I always say, do at least a minor cleansing when you move into a new place. But as I said, working with real estate agents, when that house won't sell and it needs a real energy overhaul,
Sure.
that's when you would call me in.
Yeah, interesting. Wow.
But
You're like the Ghostbusters.
Kind of like the Ghostbusters, yeah.
Yeah, not quite, because I don't deal with disembodied entities.
All right,
Okay.
that's somebody else's job.
That is somebody else's job.
So talk about the procedure. What we call you up and just for general cleaning. Like I know my mom used to do spring cleaning, fall cleaning, just to get that ear cleaned up. So now how do we do it psychically?
Okay, energy works. First off, energy hangs at the ceiling.
It does?
Physical dirt is on the floor.
Energy rises.
Energy rises. So you need to cleanse above you.
Okay.
So you can do it with a sage stick, which is very, very typical. It's Native American. This is white sage, as I said, this has been used. But you would go around the top of the rooms in the corners, and you would sage. Now, sage smells really
like sage,
great.
Oh, it's great. I
Yeah.
have a couple of those in my
It's
house.
great, yeah, I know. It's
Any
really-
negative being comes in my house, I'm saging them out,
Okay.
smudging them out.
Now,
This is great.
another thing for energy work is a wooden bowl or anything that isn't metal or plastic.
Really?
So a ceramic,
Okay, yeah.
okay?
So
And-
Now
made from
why?
the earth. From
Yes.
the earth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Made from the earth.
And because we just had some snow, I went and got some water that was snow, and this is referred to as virgin water because it has not gone through a metal pipe or plastic.
Okay, that's good.
Now, if you're really, really, it's the dead of summer, you can use spring water. You can. It's just
Right.
a little bit better when it's mixed
Hasn't been
with.
altered in any way, filtered or anything.
Correct.
Okay.
But can't you cleanse the water too? Like sort of put it through a ritual of cleansing as well?
You could. I mean, sea salt is a great thing. Uniodized salt, kosher salt. This you can pick up at any Stop and Shop.
Right.
Right.
And this is something that will help cleanse. You would put the water in the bowl, add the salt, take the bowl, walk around, flick the corners up. You would flick your water sources. You would
So you
flick
start
your
with the
mirrors.
water.
You would start with the sage and then go with the water.
And then you do the water.
Okay, you need to do both.
You can do one or the other. You can do both, depends. And as I said, when it gets really heavy,
Do both.
Now, I heard that you can, as a protective measure, after you get the negative psychic dirt out, you can do the doorways to sort of protect you from having them come back in.
it's called warding and sealing your space.
Okay.
And what you would do is you would take a piece of chalk and you would flick it with the salt water. You would charge it with a prayer, you know, ask God to protect your home. You would then use a symbol above the doorway with the chalk to keep it as a barrier.
Sure.
And what sort of
wow.
symbol do you use? Does it matter?
Whatever
It's
is
whatever
powerful as
is
you.
powerful for you. So it's the cross for some people. It's
Okay.
the Star of
Could be an
David.
angel, right.
You know, if you can draw an angel, whatever.
You know what's
Interesting.
great about this? I grew up Greek Orthodox, and we were in church all the time. And I do go to church. I call it my meditation place, and I love being there because it puts me into a oneness that I don't get a lot outside because of all the psychic noise.
Right.
But anyway, after Easter was a very powerful service. And after Easter, especially the midnight mass before Easter when Christ is risen, we would light a candle, which was extremely powerful because the church was dark. And then my mother would keep that candle lit. So you would see these Greek Orthodox people driving home after midnight with lit candles.
the
So
cars,
the
wow.
police knew, so they didn't stop us. But we would take these flames home, and then my mom would go ahead and do the same thing, bless the doorways, the house.
Oh, that's good. So it's kind of
Yes.
it's got some
Yeah.
link to
Tradition.
that past. Yeah, tradition.
Yes.
Traditions very much.
So
the
what
case.
you're saying is not foreign to a lot of people. It's just a different method to do it.
It is a different method.
And I like
Interesting.
this method because we are now addressing spirits and beings and energy.
It's more based for energy. This isn't, you would want to have taps or somebody who's dealing with ghosts. That's not what this is. This is just more energy that's
Right.
hanging around. Depression, divorce, illness,
Sure.
foreclosure, money stress, that type of thing. That will hang out.
But you can also do it proactively, and let's say you want to do like a spring cleaning. So you can come in and just get a spring cleaning done, and then maybe a fall cleaning, and after the summer,
Yes.
when you have all
Yeah,
those teenage
interesting.
brats running in and out.
Do people report a noticeable difference after they've been done?
Yes, actually, if you go on my website, you'll see a testimony. A woman was going through a divorce. She was having terrible nightmares. I did a full cleansing of her home. That night, she didn't have nightmares.
Interesting.
Well, it's compatible to feng shui, so you
Yeah,
should
I was gonna
probably
say
be
it's very much
partnering
like
with
feng
feng
shui.
shui.
It is to a
specialists.
degree. I have not studied feng shui, so I really can't say yes, it is definitely. I do know a few things about it. Like if you have a toilet that faces your front door, you should put a mirror because you're flushing away your money.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, and you're right. You're working with more objects, moving the objects that change the energy. Now, can you quickly, we have like a minute, just put it together and splash us, all of us, especially Andrew on the
Oh, we're going to get
camera.
splashed? Nobody told me
Yes,
this.
we do.
Okay, so this is that.
I'm getting baptized.
We're going to get splashed. Come on, we have to do demonstrations.
Well, it's funny because water-
We're not
water-
going to light this much.
Oh, we're
stuff.
not?
We're just
Okay,
going to
good.
imagine
I'm
that
just
it is.
worried about that.
But it is really
But
beautiful.
this is very similar to the Christian tradition of baptism in a way, if you're
Absolutely.
talking about it. It has certain
It is.
elements of it because it is a ritual that involves natural elements.
Right.
And okay.
Blessings.
We're going to be assaulted.
Chris, you're on tonight. Wow. All right, so
Okay.
All right,
Okay,
get
so
ready.
can-
Where's
you
my
wanna-
raincoat?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so
Wow.
All right.
I feel
you ready?
enlightened.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Don't watch his hair.
Yeah, watch my hair, whatever you do,
Now, do you
please.
do yourself?
you can smudge yourself.
Okay, let's do the studio because we want this show to be so
Yeah, let's
successful
send
and
it out.
positive energy.
Okay.
Okay, and don't really get it on the camera because
Don't
you'll
get in
see
the camera.
spots. Okay, we got everybody. We got our studio audience.
We're covered.
Okay, and that's great. And you know what? if when this was done, when we're not on the camera, I would stay in prayer for a little while or
Yes.
in meditation for a little while to really absorb that. But right now I have this nice little drop right there.
And you're gonna let it
stays with
stay.
us.
Okay.
So Mary, before we go, let's do our psychic challenge. Thank you so much. This is great. Psychic cleansing, Mary Daisley. Now each episode we do a psychic challenge. So Mary was kind enough to give us 3 of her cards. And so here, I'm just going to hand this over to you. They're little cards, so you can't really see them. So hopefully they can zoom in. So Mary, you have what do you have there?
I have Temperance.
And what does Chris has?
This is the Ace of Wands.
And
You have the Sun.
okay, so she's going to pick one of these, just randomly. We don't know which one. She will project that out to you. Which one do you think she's picking? Mary, go for it.
Okay.
So, did you do it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
So, Chris, did you try to pick up on that?
I did.
Okay, I did too. So what we'll do is you'll get a chance to see if you had picked the one and if you're building your intuition every single week and when we come back. So Mary, we're going to go into an on-air reading and you'll demonstrate some of your tarot display.
Yes.
Very good. That's great. Can't
Right?
wait.
Thank you. And we'll be right back.
Make a soul connection. Soul to soul.
And welcome back. I'm Mary Daisley, and this is Jeannie, and we are going to be doing a live on-air reading. Now, Jeannie's has picked these cards and has been holding them, and we're going to jump in. Wow. Okay.
Is that a good wow?
It is a good wow. It seems to me that there has been some decisions you've been needing to make, and 2 things. Decisions that you need to make, so you're kind of just waiting to see what is for more information. I don't think you're going to have as much information as you require to make this decision. I'm also seeing that there is a kind of a struggle where you need to rein in control of 2 different people, and it's like you just want to kind of clunk heads. I don't know if they're teenagers or they're young people who are just can't get their head out of their rear, but it's like you just want to do a head bop and just really get them focused on what they need to be doing versus this infighting or whatever's going on. You're very strong, you're very kind, you know a lot about a lot of different things. I'm seeing that you are very, very well liked. What else? Very kind. You worry too much, though. You're always in your head. And it feels to me that when you're with other people, you tend to get out of your head more. When you're solitary, you're in your head far too much. So what I would recommend is try to, as best you can in this weather, but get out, circulate, be around people. The springtime looks awesome for you. You have the star, bright prospects, shining possibilities. This is about making your wishes and dreams manifest. So think now what you'd like to accomplish and then put that energy into manifestations. Write them down, what you want to do in a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5, where you want to go, who you want to be, what have you accomplished. And this is a really potent time. Big changes, but it's all the change you bring to yourself. So this is a really positive thing. Good luck with those 2 who you just want to clunk heads.
And you're saying spring is
really going to be your season.
oh good.
Definitely. Yeah. you've
Something to
got-
look forward to after this winter.
Yes. So do you see any of these, this issue that
Oh,
I keep
absolutely.
seeing? Yeah.
Yep.
So, and as I said, there are 2 things. You're waiting on information. You're going to have to do it with 75% of the information, not 100%. So go with your gut. I think your gut really goes, it gives you the information you really need. So
Well, thank you.
you're very, very welcome. My pleasure.
Let's make a soul connection.
And welcome back. Gee, Mary, that was a fantastic thing to see you do that. That's really impressive to see the reading like that.
It's
Thank
great
you.
to see a little demonstration for people to see that's wonderful. I bet
can't
Jeannie
fake that.
loved
That's
a
great.
little
No.
insight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, psychic challenge,
Psychic
right?
challenge.
So the 3 cards are the one Mary's holding, the one Chris is holding, or me. So Mary, you picked. Which one did you pick?
I picked the sun because we need the sun.
This one. Okay, Mary picked this. So if you did it, that means you're tuning in each week and your intuition's getting better. I'm so distracted in the show I didn't pick, but if you did, that's great. If not, next time just tune in a little bit more and maybe pick
Yeah.
the very first one that comes to your mind.
Yes.
So Chris, one of my favorite parts of this episode is that you give us some astrological forecasting. What is going to happen with the planets and our Earth?
Well, we are in a time where we're seeing a lot of Piscean energy. We've got Neptune has been in Pisces for quite some time and will be for another 7 years. But also joining Neptune are Venus and Mars are both in Pisces at the same time, which is very interesting because it's going to be right around the time when love comes to town, so to speak. So having Venus and
Love
Mars.
comes to town a lot, though.
It does, but it's going to really come to town during this time. It's going to be a time. The thing is, the vision I see is like a couple sitting across the table, being very into each other, but what's being said might not be clear. That's because Neptune's there. Neptune always casts a sort of a fog of uncertainty over things. And even though Mars is there, and Mars is the male, and even though Venus is there, the soft female, when the two get together, that's very harmonious. But with Neptune there, it might be a one-night stand.
So
Or something
astrologically,
like that,
you're
you
saying
know.
that the romance that comes together possibly could be a one-night stand?
Well, or it may not have the longevity, or it may not. The
Oh.
clarity might not be there because Neptune sort of casts that fog. It's kind of like having a smoke screen between the two of you. So
Right.
things may look good, and then when the fog clears, it may not be quite the same.
Oh, I see. So basically, from a proactive measure, is you say, so kind of like really.
Wear your glasses is what I would say.
Oh, wear your glasses. That's a good one. And don't operate in rose-colored glasses the entire
Right?
time.
Don't look through rose-colored glasses. That's actually one of the best analogies. It's sort of the Neptune casts this fog that was like when you come out of a supermarket in the summertime with your glasses on and they fog up. So you can see, but you can't see clearly.
Or
And
when
so-
the women see you, their glasses get fogged up.
Right, yeah, I should be so lucky. But that's the sort of thing that you have to be careful of. And that's, and since Neptune's going to be in Pisces for quite some time, I think it's more the combination of the 3 together that might give that cast. So, sometimes people fall in love very quickly, usually, 6 months, and then sometimes that doesn't work out. So who knows? But that's what I think is going to be happening soon.
I believe that was very positive.
I think it
I mean,
is.
I'm going to take it as positive, a positive saying that you can fall in love, just be a little bit more cautious. I
And
see.
do your background work.
I need to do that because I'm single.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, everybody, you heard that Mary's single. Can you imagine having Mary as your girlfriend? She'll be doing your tarot reading whenever
She would know
you
what you were
want.
thinking, too, which would be the worst part.
And cleansing your home psychically. That's pretty good.
I know, it'd be fun.
All right, well, guess what? We come to a close of another
All right.
wonderful episode. Thank you so much for watching us. And we're on web TV now, pararocktv.com, every Wednesday at 9 o'clock. You can log on and chat live with us. And so it's a really great, pararocktv.com. Also every Tuesday night at 9:30 on Charter TV 3 and on YouTube. And we couldn't do it without our sponsors, Commerce Bank, YMCA,
Spirit be spirit.
Julio's Liquors.
Liquors.
Wachusett
I got the
Mountain
foot.
having a major mountain, a little big mountain in our neighborhood. Isn't that great?
Fantastic.
Yep. And of course, Christian Ray from Akuri Moda. If you need to get your hair done for any special occasion or just to be, please go see Christian Ray at Akuri Moda. And so that's it,
That's
right?
it.
Well, thank you so much, Mary.
It's time for Beyond.
Thank you.
I'm going to have you come in and do a spring cleaning.
Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you.
I'll bring my broom.
Oh, that's how you fly in.
No, that's how I sweep.
Oh, okay. And Chris, thank you also
All right,
so
thank
much.
you. Take care.
And have a great
A
night.
selection.